New video ya 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 ya. Also check out the previous fruit review. What fruit will we review today? Clue. It's blue.
Phoenix. Control.
It's Logia.
Rumble.
Clue. It can stun.
Yeah, Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble can stun.
So first move is ice shards. You send multiple ice shards that heads to the direction of your cursor. It does multiple hits and does an AoE when it lands. Next skill is ice surge. You form a triangle of ice that knockbacks your opponents. Take note that this skill doesn't work mid-air. Third skill is ice bird. You send a bird projectile and if it hits anything, it explodes and stuns any player or NPC it hits. Last skill is Glacial Epoch, which is a large AoE stun move that stuns people around you, like Ice Surge. It doesn't work mid-air. Ice also has a passive that lets it walk on water but takes away your stamina. This may be pretty biased, but in my opinion Ice is one of the best grinding fruits, since it has a fair price, good stun, and AoE moves, and it is also Logia, which makes it easier to grind, and it is actually one of the fruits I used for grinding back when I was on Old World. On top of the good moves you have access to a sword passive, like Light Fruit, which you can use for melee attacks. It can kill hordes fast, so I recommend using it for grinding, especially if you are fighting bosses. Unawakened Ice is pretty solid for PvP. It is a pretty good starter if you want to practice PvP. It can do decent combos that can also be used by low levels, and can kill players of their same level. It has decent stun skills and you can combo easily with them. But in terms of high-level bounty hunters, I often see them using Acidum as a sword main. I don't exactly remember the combo, but it goes like this. So to get the awakening you need access to the second sea and go to the laboratory's secret room. To host a raid you need to be level 1100 to buy a chip using 100,000 or a physical fruit, but remember that only one person must buy the chip, and 3 more people can join, to start get in the cube. A raid is a time trial event consisting of 5 islands. Take note that you cannot use observation haki when on a raid. You also have a limited amount of sky jumps. Raids are very easy if you have a Buddha in your team, since it can damage hordes fast because of its large ranged basic attacks. After clearing the first 4 waves you arrive at the 5th island where the boss is. The boss is pretty tanky and has access to the moves of the corresponding fruit. After defeating the boss and clearing the island you get teleported to your inner self, and there you could unlock the awakened moves using fragments. Take note that you can only get 1 move per raid and the last few moves costs a lot of fragments, so you must have spare fragments in store to get the awakenings. First skill is Ice Spears, which sends out multiple projectiles that splashes on impact. Second skill is Glacial Surge, sends out a large ice spike that knocks up your opponents. I personally like this move since it has a large hitbox and can hit enemies that's dashing towards you. Unlike Ice Surge, the skill can be used mid-air, but can't be used if you are too high. Next skill is Ice Dragon, send out an ice dragon that splashes on impact and stuns enemies for quite a long time. Next skill is Absolute Zero, which freezes everything around you. Unlike Glacial Epoch, it can be used mid-air. Last skill is Ice Skating, which lets you skate. It can also be used on water, but your stamina gets drained. Ice Awakening is extremely good for farming. Just liac the unawakened ice. It still has Tei Ice Sword passive and even better moveset. It can kill hordes very fast too. In terms of bosses, it is so very good, since it can stun, damage and combo the bosses very well. In my opinion, it is very close to Light Fruit. The only advantage Light has is it has a good flight skill, while Ice's transportation skill isn't good. But anyways, it still is a top tier grinding fruit. Ice is the fruit I use the most when fighting, and I like it very much, but I usually just do 1 or 2 combos since I am not a PvP expert. But using Ice is fun though, and I recommend it. In terms of the best fighting style, I say it's superhuman, since it can extend Tay combo even more and is easier to combo with. My tips on fighting is to use your stuns wisely, and if there is an opportunity to stun for it, and try not to mess up the combo. But anyways, Ice is very easy to use.
Hello, how are you?
The unawakened ice fruit has a lot of potential to be in the very good section, but although it has good qualities, it has enough drawbacks and weaknesses to be lowered down to good. I decided to place it here since although it is very good on farming, it doesn't have a good transportation skill and its good stun cannot be used mid-air, and also that its hitbox isn't that large. But for the awakened one, those qualities have been redeemed. Awakened ice is usable in air, has skills with large hitboxes, and the stun skills are extremely good. Not only that, it also has a transportation move, although it isn't that good. You can use Mink while on water to run and dash pretty fast. Another thing is that it still has the Ice Sword passive, which makes it high tier for grinding. Reminder that you're free to disagree, and you can comment your thoughts and what you think about Ice and its awakening.